All right, now let's talk about relationships with Asperger. And the first thing is parental relationships here. Now, this is where I know we all have parents that drive us crazy. You know, they may blow little things out of proportion. You know, you may have one parent that's like all over posture and etiquette, may talk about all this garbage to you and act like, you know, they know what's going on in your life. You know, you may have parents or people who are in control of your life, you know, they're kind of the caregivers, or, you know, whether it's like a guardian or anybody that will say, oh, this is what you do, or that's what you do, or they kind of supervise you and push you into a certain direction. And it's not always the right direction. This is where you've got to gain trust with these people too. And see, this is where, with relationships, if you want to be in a good relationship, first of all, independence is key. And so gaining trust with them to get them off your back is a part of it. Now, they may oftentimes see you go, you know, we're going to get into another issue next, but they may see you do something that they don't like. And sometimes their response becomes retroactive justice that they take out on you, where they may say, okay, you didn't do well in this class, so I'm not letting you take that one. We're going to push you in this direction, or we're going to push you in that direction, or, oh, we're working on you. We didn't like this music you were listening to. You got all mad, so we're taking it away from you. And so this is where credibility becomes an issue. And, you know, getting good relationships with your parents will end up getting you better with relationships with other people. If they get too controlling and start grounding you all the time, never letting you drive anywhere, never letting you do anything because they don't trust you, then, you know, how are you going to have a relationship? You know, if your parents don't trust you with a cell phone or a car or anything, how are you going to have the resources then? So, you know, basically this is where my videos, and, you know, we're always going to have highs and lows in certain situations when you may have a situation, you have parents or whoever's in control who just doesn't believe it. And so you've got to convince them, and you've got to reinforce issues to, and sometimes we'll have pig-headed parents that don't believe shit we're saying, and they can see a freight train running into a TNT factory and still not get the picture. They still wouldn't even know what was happening. They could see all this stuff happening around them and miss it. And they could go and send the kid to a school and say, oh, it's a great elementary school. This is some great environment, and it turns out to be shit. And then they say, oh, no, it's great, it's your fault. You know, this is where you got to have credibility with adults. And if you have the credibility with adults, then that way, you know, you can have more supervision or, you know, coaching. And this is where, too, there's times when, like, a child may act inappropriately, and the parents say, okay, I don't think you should be hanging out with people right now because you're, you know, hanging out with the wrong people, we're concerned, you're not, you know, bringing the car back on time or whatever. You know, they can have issues. And so this is where you got to look at, you know, the credibility in your behavior opens doors or closes it. So, you know, you want to have these good relations, because otherwise, you know, parents can easily restrict a child from having the relationship. And they can say, oh, you know, we're not going to let you use the computer to talk to this person. We're not giving you a cell phone. We don't like where you're going or what you're doing. And so, you know, this is an element of where, you know, I know a lot of people with autism have overprotective parents, and their parents can be like nutcases about it. And they can go out there and say, oh my God, you don't see anything. We got to watch you constantly. And they make the problem worse. And this is where you got to prove to them, I know what's going on better than you do, and learn about picking up on cues better than the average person. And once you do that, you will be dynamo with relationships and everything. And you know what? This is where you got to stand up when you think somebody is going over their bounds. So this is my video, and thanks for watching.